Hey everyone, welcome to Sam's Sports Corner, episode 59. Alright, nothing goes together quite like rap horns and gunshots, except for the Cleveland Browns and firing a head coach. So this week, Hugh Jackson was fired as head coach of the Browns. He's the sixth head coach consecutively from the Browns to be fired directly after the second game against Pittsburgh. All I gotta say is at least they're consistent. Hugh Jackson's final record there, was 3-36-1. He won 3 out of 40 games. I don't know how he managed to stay the head coach that long. More power to the Browns for their stick-to-itiveness. However, Hugh Jackson is delusional. He said that if he was just given a little more time with some more talent, he could really make if he was allowed to call those plays, he could have made the offense work. There's nothing to say about that except we're talking about the delusions of a crazy man. There's nothing more to say about that. What was interesting is the Cleveland Cavaliers, in the same week that the Cleveland Browns fired their head coach, they fired their head coach, Tyronn Lue, who, let's be honest, didn't really deserve a head coaching job. He really only got the job because they needed a figurehead. Well, Braun was there because Braun was the coach. He made the decisions. Tyronn Lue was a fall guy, and so he finally took his fall for the organization now that LeBron isn't there, so hopefully he can find a job somewhere else doing something. But he was never really head coach material. Let's talk about someone who doesn't suck. Adam Vinatieri has become the NFL points leader with 2,550 points. 22 years he's been in the league. He's the oldest player active on a roster, and he's the real GOAT. He's a 4-time Super Bowl champion, 3-time Pro Bowler, has the record for most consecutive kicks made, now has the points record. He's the real GOAT of the league, and it's undeniable. He's the greatest kicker who ever is or ever will be. Back to somebody who sucks. Let's talk about Derrick Rose. Last night, he scored 50 points for the Milwaukee Bucks, a career high for him in one game. 50 points. It's a lot of points. Everyone took to Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever your choice of social media is. Oh, I'm so happy for Derrick Rose. It's like a comeback. He deserves this. Well, I'm here to say this once and for all. Fuck Derrick Rose. He had a couple good seasons with the Bulls when he was younger, and then it was injury after injury. ACL, meniscus, other ACL, other meniscus. It was one thing after another, collecting all those frickin' paychecks. And when questioned about his work ethic when he came back, I remember it very vividly. He said, well, in a few years, I don't want my knees to be aching while sitting in a business meeting, or my ankles to hurt at my son's graduation from high school. So screw you. You're a pussy. You're soft as butter on warm toast. That is exactly how soft he is. So I am not happy for Derrick Rose. It would not hurt my feelings if his Achilles tendons severed in twain. Screw his 50-point night, and screw everyone who's happy for him. I am not and will not ever be happy for Derrick Rose doing well. Moving right along, Boston won the World Series this year. It's better than the Dodgers. The Dodgers are the Yankees of the West, and we all hate them and hope their stadium collapses. But I'm a little sick of Boston winning. Since 2001, the city of Boston has won 11 titles. It's not fair. It's not fair for people to be a Boston fan right now. It's like being an Alabama fan. Your chances of winning a championship are so great right now. And it's every sport. The hockey team, their basketball team, their football team, and their baseball team. It's not fair. The basketball team's even good again. The Bruins are always relevant. I don't think it's fair, and I don't think Boston fans really appreciate what they have there. I was reading a blog the other day about how we should feel bad for them because they have to endure so much stress during playoffs. We all wish we had your problem, buddy. All right, screw Boston. We're sick of them winning. Let's get some new blood in the winner's circle. Chicago, for instance. No bias. Lastly, the big thing I want to talk about, the witch hunt. The 6-year witch hunt of Ole Miss is finally over. The NCAA heard the appeal, and Ole Miss won, sort of, a little bit. So there's still a bowl ban on this season. However, there's no more recruiting restrictions, which is huge for Matt Luke and his staff to really get in there and get on that recruiting trail, because we need some folks bad, especially in that secondary. Plenty of injuries to fill in, so that's great. I'm glad it's finally over. I'm glad the appeal's over. I'm glad the NCAA took away those recruiting sanctions. However, a 2-year bowl ban is the same penalty that Penn State received for their head coach covering up for one of his assistants sexually assaulting young boys for years. So if that's the message the NCAA wants to send, more power to them. But I'm going to say sleeping on couches and letting some kids use hunting land for free is nowhere near as bad as raping young boys. But hey, I guess the NCAA doesn't seem to agree with me. You tell me what you think. I hope you guys enjoyed this week, and I can't wait to see you next week.